business class trip to London, nice villa in Bali, airport lounges in Singapore, and you're saying that I don't need to be rich or privileged to access that?
The credit card and the boring point structure, it's more about what you can get out of it. People are leaving free vacations on the table just because they're not using their cards.
Okay, let's talk about the luxury traveler, the H&I, right? A guy coming home and taking my biometric for the visa. And secondly, I can get a free pickup or drop off to and from the airport.
I would probably rank these three as the top three cards in India today. There's the...
What cards would you recommend that don't have a markup fee for at least the high spenders who are traveling international?
There are some great cards that you can get that have zero forex, right? There's the... But the problem with some of these cards is that the bank rate and the Google rate, I don't mind them being slightly different, but sometimes they're very different.
I'm waiting in line for immigration forever sometimes, and you're exhausted.
But for immigration, honestly, there's a fast track immigration process. It's called FTTP. So let's say you're leaving India or coming back into India, you will never have to wait.
The priority pass is used at about 1,700 airports around the world. I personally see no use for the priority pass. Every time I see one of these airport lounges, I see a long queue to get in.
I think priority pass is great. A lot of people get duped into thinking that they have a free lounge access internationally when they don't.
There could be a criticism for people like yourself that there's a commercial angle to what you do and you're incentivized to push certain cards. I've traveled the world a fair bit, but I have a confession. I know absolutely nothing about loyalty points or the right kind of credit cards to use for rewards, because this is something that I just haven't gotten into. I've been too busy, and also because this space is a bit too confusing for me. But I have just the right guy who's going to help us unpack this. For me, for you, for all of us, to help us travel smarter. Watch out for this one. Ali, welcome to the Plush Podcast.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you here. And I'm super excited about this topic because it's been very confusing for me. And I'm looking forward to you solving this whole pain point for me when I travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to talk all about credit cards. And you're the man for that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are in the same boat, Rahul, where they're like, I have all these cards, but I don't know if it's right or if it's good for me. So I think this is very important for people to know exactly how they should be using cards.
Yeah. So, business class trip to London, nice villa in Bali, airport lounges in Singapore. And you're saying that I don't need to be rich or privileged to access that?
Exactly. All of those things you can actually get while people are paying 2 or 3 lakhs for that flight ticket or that 2 lakh Airbnb. You can get all of that using your credit card points.
Wow, that's awesome. So let's unpack this. But first, I want to get into your story. I mean, I was doing a little bit of research on you, and it showed up that you worked at Zycus, you worked at Autodesk, I think LinkedIn as well. So you had a pretty stable corporate career. And from what I hear, you walked away from a pretty package to start talking about credit cards online. So how did that happen?
Yeah, so if I go all the way back, I actually have a hospitality degree. So I always worked in hotels. I worked at a Starwood hotel and then it got acquired by Marriott. And I was working at hotels at the front desk, revenue, all of those things for about 2 years, close to 2 years. So earning points, learning about loyalty, looking at all of these H&Is come in and swipe their fancy cards. It was always something that was intriguing. After that, I kind of pivoted into a sales role in tech sales. I was always passionate about all forms of tech.
Yeah.
Always geeking out on those kind of things. So spent about 8 to 9 years, great corporate career in enterprise tech sales and worked with the companies you mentioned. And I think there was a period there was like a 1-year overlap where I started creating content while I had my job. Things were going okay. I started educating people through webinars and I started creating some basic content on Instagram and people lapped it up. I was so surprised. I was like, is anyone even going to listen to a guy ranting about credit cards or talking about credit cards on the internet? Like, that's such a niche and it's so boring. Like, no one cares about those points and stuff.
It's not boring at all because that's where I discovered you. And I was like, I got to talk to this guy. And I've been trying to chase you for the last 6 months, and then we met at an event, and I was like, okay, I gotta lock this guy down.
Yeah, and it was like a eureka moment for me where I was like, wait, it's not the credit card and the boring point structure. It's more about what you can get out of it. People are leaving free vacations on the table. They're leaving flight tickets. They're leaving hotel benefits and like free stays
Right.
just because they're not using their cards.
So
right.
from working for the Marriott group of hotels to then helping people stay for free at the Marriott. So I'm sure those guys aren't too happy because these hotel chains, they make money when people don't use their loyalty points, right? So
That is one of the ways they make a lot of their money when those points expire. But when you get these points from a credit card program and then you transfer it, let's say I have a credit card with like 10,000 points in my Access account and I move it to a Marriott. How is Access giving me Marriott points? They're
Right.
buying them from Marriott. So
right.
there's actually, United Airlines, one of US's biggest airlines, they make less money from actual flying than they make from selling their air miles.
Wow.
They sell to different partner banks across the world. They sell to people. Or that entire air miles game and that loyalty game is actually worth more than the flights that they sell.
I had no idea. So I would have thought that it's ancillary business revenue, but you're saying that's like a pretty core part of their revenue, right? More than the flights itself.
Absolutely. And it's because
Most people don't know this.
and that the reason they don't know this is because you don't think about a hotel or a flight as a perishable good. For example, if that flight takes off with 4 empty seats, you're never getting those seats back. You're never getting revenue on those seats back. So
Sure. Yes.
that's where you kind of lock people in.
right. A recent survey showed that 60% of Indians just take whatever credit card their bank gives them. And about 40% of them use the same cards for everything. So I bet they're leaving a lot of money on the table. What's a quick fix for that? For someone who just doesn't know what they're doing as far as, their spends are concerned.
So fun fact, the 60% getting any card a bank gives them, provided it's a free or a low cost card, is not bad. Provided it's their first card.
Yeah.
So for example, you're just starting out, you join a company. When you join that company, they will create a salary account for you. A bank guy will come in, fill your PF forms,
Yes.
all of that boring stuff. Now, when they come in and they create that salary account for you, let's say an Access or an HDFC or whatever bank, they may also offer you a free credit card. Now, a lot of people also say, oh, credit card, no, I don't want it. Or, oh, credit card, what are the benefits? Oh, the benefits aren't good. Let me skip. No, you should be taking that first credit card that bank is giving you.
Yeah.
Because no one really thinks about it from a logical angle. What is a credit card? A credit card is an unsecured loan. That bank is betting on you that if I give you a credit card with a 2 lakh rupee limit, I am trusting that you will pay it back.
Yes.
If you don't pay it back and if you go move to Dubai,
yeah.
the bank can't do anything. So at the end of the day, the first reason you get a credit card is to build trust with the banking system.
And build your credit score as well.
Yes, build your credit score, build your CIBIL score in general. And
Right.
that's the first step that people miss out on. They're like, oh, this card isn't giving me cash back,
Right.
so I don't want it.
And that CIBIL score is important for you down the line when you want to get a home loan, when you want to get a car loan, those sort of things, right?
And when you even want to get a better credit card.
Right.
You can't just go out there and say, I want your HDFC Infinia. The bank's going to be like, who are you?
Right.
I don't have any data.
Correct. A lot of, I think I have a few friends who do this where they pay the minimum balance on their credit card and then they get into this credit card debt and they're never able to get out of it because you're paying, I think, somewhere around 35-36% annually in terms of interest, right? So maybe that's why they're like, you know what, I just don't want a credit card because they don't know what it is and what the benefits can be. And somewhere they've been sold the idea that, on a 1 lakh rupees spent per month, if you just pay the minimum balance of, 3, 4, 5, 6,000, whatever that number is, and then you're good. But they don't realize that, this debt can compound as well.
I think that's probably the worst situation to be in. And that's why I also, it's such a polarizing topic on the internet. Some people love me for the points game and how you can use all of these. And some people are like, hey, you're just selling debt to people.
Yeah.
You're just advertising debt. And that's where I make a very conscious choice wherever I go, whatever I say is that use a credit card like it's a debit card.
Yeah.
Don't
Pay off your bill
pay off your bill in full.
online.
Don't spend more money. If you have 50,000 rupees in your account and you want to buy a 60,000 rupee phone, that's exactly where credit card companies make money. They give you access to money that you may get tomorrow,
Right.
but they want you to spend it today. Right. And when you get into that habit, that's when your lifestyle inflation creeps in.
Right. And we are living through that buy now, pay later sort of generation, right? Where everything is easily accessible through credit.
So it's not bad. Like if you really need something and you're getting it now rather than later, it's not the worst thing, but you have to do it.
You need that financial discipline to pay
You
it
need to
off.
have that financial discipline and a limit of what you.
Right.
It's not like I got a 3 lakh credit card limit. Hey, that's 3 lakhs for me. No,
Yeah.
It's not your money.
Yeah. While we want to focus on travel and lifestyle, but I can't help but see where I can save money because I'm a business owner as well. And all of us, in fact, we pay insurance, we pay utility bills, we pay our electricity bill. And a lot of these credit cards don't, as far as my limited knowledge goes, they don't let you earn points for those sort of utility spends. There are a lot of credit cards, so you're not really getting the rewards from that, even though you're spending maybe 30, 40, 50,000 rupees on electricity, utility, fuel. So is there a particular credit card one should use for these utility spends?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd first like to segregate it into personal spends and business spends. Now, if you're talking about your personal spends like your house electricity bill, your light bill, water bill, insurance payments, car insurance, health insurance, life insurance, all those things. All of these personal spends can be put on credit cards. However, like you rightly said, many credit cards will not give you points for these kind of transactions. Like, for example, Amex cards don't give you points.
Some of these government portals don't even accept credit cards; they accept debit cards. So, is there a specific debit card as well that one can use, or are there specific credit cards that we may not know about that also work on these portals?
Yeah. So, government portals now accept credit cards.
Okay.
So, be it the GST portal or the advanced tax portal, or both of them, you can use.
I was going to get to that as well because I'm a Sindhi and I'm always looking to save some money. And all of us, right, business owners, we all pay advanced tax and GST. So many of them, crores of them across India. But if there was a particular card they could use and they could get some cashback or some sort of reward for that, that would be hugely helpful. So what's your answer to that?
So for insurance, utilities, and other expenses, there's a really good card that you can use. It's capped at 20,000 rupees that you spend in a month will give you 2,000 rupees cashback. So 10% back, not too bad.
Which card is that?
It's called the PhonePe SBI Select Black Card. Okay. So you can route all your payments, your electricity bills, and all of that on the PhonePe app. And when you use the PhonePe co-branded card, it gives you 10% cash back on those transactions. But it's obviously capped at 20,000. You can't have like a factory electricity bill of 3 lakh and then get something back on it.
Right.
That's where it's good for maybe a regular household with electricity bills, phone bills, those kind of things.
And also advanced tax and GST.
This is primarily for utilities and insurance.
Not for advanced tax and GST.
Advanced tax, you can use advanced tax and GST. The best card to use is the HDFC Biz Black credit card.
Okay.
So HDFC has a Biz lineup of credit cards. Biz Black is the top one. Requires a fairly high ITR for you to get it, maybe about 30, 40 lakhs of a business ITR.
Yeah.
And then you can get 16% back on your GST payments.
Mm-hmm.
That 16% back is capped at about, like, let's say your first 60,000 rupees worth of spend.
Okay.
So if you have like 1.2 lakhs worth of GST, you get 16% back on the first half and you'll get about 3.5% on the second half.
That's still savings, right? And
should
you get a cash back? Or can you redeem that for something else?
You get it in the form of points, which you can redeem on your travel. So you can redeem it for travel in the sense if you have like 50,000 points and let's say you're booking a flight for 1 lakh rupees, the whole 50,000 points you can use.
Okay.
There's a 70-30 co-pay split.
Okay.
You can pay all in points.
And my turnover should be what for that? Business turnover.
Yeah, you should be reporting an ITR of at least 30 lakhs.
Okay.
It depends on that front.
Okay. Another cohort, and this trend has accelerated since COVID perhaps, is the generation or the people rather that order in a lot, right? The Swiggy, Zomato guys. So which card would you recommend for someone who loves ordering food in?
So I'm a Swiggy loyalist. I use Swiggy a lot. I find it very convenient. I use Swiggy for ordering in. I use Dine Out when I'm going out. There's another app called Easy Diner. We can talk about that later. But yeah, Dine Out when you're going out, so you get discounts. Swiggy when you're ordering in. Instamart if you're ordering groceries. They have a Swiggy Black credit card now. They had a Swiggy HDFC card. They've sunset that and created two variants. One is a base one and one is a black variant. So that one gives you 10% cash back on anything you spend on Swiggy.
Right.
Up to 15,000 rupees of spend. So 1,500 cash back, pretty neat for like maybe a beginner, someone starting out, maybe someone who's got their first job, moved to Mumbai or Bangalore, living that bachelor life. So
and they don't want to cook, so this is helpful for them.
Yeah, so 1,500 back is great. I think there's a big opportunity here that Zomato isn't capitalizing on.
Yeah.
For example, like Eternal now has food delivery under Zomato. It has
What's Eternal?
Eternal is the parent company of Zomato.
Zomato. Okay.
Yeah. So under that, they have food delivery with Zomato. They have Blinkit for all of your quick commerce, be it food, accessories, electronics. And they have District, which they acquired from Paytm.
Yeah.
And now that is everything related to experiences, concerts, movie tickets, whatever you want. So anything in that cohort, you have under Eternal. Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like these three segments are exactly what Gen Z wants today. They want to go out and party, they want to order in, and they want things quick.
Yeah.
And I feel like they haven't started a card which can actually give you discounts on all three of these.
Yeah.
Or even give you like access. Like let's say there's a concert coming up.
Yeah.
And if you have that Eternal credit card, you get access to that District concert ticket 2 days before everyone else.
Sure.
So I feel like there's a missed opportunity here by Zomato.
True, and I think another opportunity, and my some of my friends will love that because some of them like to go out and party and rake up these super high bills, alcohol spends at a fancy popular bar, and bottle service, champagne bottles coming to your table. And they're raking up bills of like 1 lakh rupees, for example, right? And I don't know if there's a card for that. And I don't know if they'll be sober enough to pull out the right card at the end of the night to swipe that card. But is there a specific hack for that? If you're spending that kind of money on partying, drinks, dinner.
When you have spends of that level, be it anything like partying, vacations, that kind of expense, there is only one card, and it is by far the best credit card in India today. It's called the Axis Magnus Burgundy. Better than any other card, your Infinias, your HSBCs, your Standard Charters, all of them, nothing compared to this card. And I'll tell you why in just 2 quick lines. So when you back calculate the points, you get 12 points when you spend 200 rupees. You back calculate the value of the points, how many you can transfer. It's approximately 5% back.
Yeah.
Now 5% back is fine. Okay, it's not the best thing in the world. Sure, I'll go to Bastion and swipe for 1 lakh. I'll get 5,000 bucks back.
Yeah.
A big deal. The benefit of this card is that it rewards high spenders. The moment you spend more than 1.5 lakh rupees in a month.
Yeah.
Let's say you spend 10 lakh rupees in a month.
Yeah.
Right. On the first 1.5 lakh, you get that 5%.
Yeah.
Everything above that 1.5 lakh spend in that month triples. You get 15% back.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
be it you putting a 10 lakh down payment on a car,
Okay.
and be it you going to Bastion 3 times a month and swiping for 2 lakh rupees,
Yeah.
be it you booking your entire vacation on your credit card, your business class flights, hotels, anything you spend.
Right.
It's like a straight 15% back on everything
Okay.
above 1.5 lakh spend.
I want to get back to this card in just a minute. My audience is generally 30, 35 and above. So they, in some sense, they've sort of arrived. They have the disposable income to spend. But there's also a 20-year-old, 25-year-old, maybe just recently out of college, looking for his or her first card. And that's also the generation now in this influencer economy. They value experiences more than physical, material goods. And they want to travel, right? So what's a good beginner, interesting, cool card that someone who's just in the workforce has just got? What's a cool card for that?
Yeah. So first, let's say someone's just starting out. They just gotten into the workforce. Like I said, get whatever card that bank is giving you, so you build your CIBIL score.
Right.
Once you have maybe 3 to 6 months of usage, then you can apply for a decent cashback card or a card that helps you travel or helps elevate your current lifestyle.
I've heard good things about this KPR Federal credit card. How's
That's
that?
probably one of the best free cards that someone can start off with.
Yeah.
If they really want to travel.
Yeah.
I really recommend that, like, once you start off with a basic card and then you're into that workforce 3-6 months, and get a Scapia, get maybe a Swiggy card. So you're getting cash back on your groceries, deliveries, all of that. You're getting benefits on your travel. It gives you about 2% back in points.
Which one?
The Scapia one.
Scapia.
On
And it's also free.
It's absolutely free. It has 3 or 4 cool benefits. Number one is if you spend on it anywhere, you get about 2% back in points.
Yeah.
If you spend on travel on their app, you get about 4%. Right now, they're running a bonus where you get 10%.
Right.
So getting 10% back on a free card that you're not even...
And I believe you can sometimes shop for something at the airport or get some free cars at the airport as well.
So how that works is when you spend 20,000 in a month, you get lounge access. It opens up lounge access for you.
There you go.
Now, we were talking about this before we started rolling, and you're like, I don't even like going to these lounges. I just want to go grab a meal at a restaurant because they're usually crowded.
Yeah.
So they created this airport privilege feature for people who don't want to go to a crowded lounge, and you can shop for 1,000 rupees at the airport. Go to Starbucks, grab a sandwich and a coffee, and that 1,000 rupees is refunded back in points. Or you go shop for your family, buy teddy bear for families for your kid. Whoever.
So it's not just for someone who's 20 something starting out and traveling. It's also for adults who don't want to use a lounge and they'd rather buy something or get a sandwich and a coffee.
Yeah,
at the airport.
And it's a free card.
That's a KPR Federal credit card. Am I right?
It's KPR Federal, and the biggest USP according to me is that it has 0 Forex. So it is truly a traveler card when you get 0 Forex charges.
That's an important point. And I was going to get to that because a lot of Indians who travel internationally, present company included, we don't think before we're, swiping for an Uber. I mean, you don't swipe, but it's on an app. But if you're swiping for a coffee or a meal and, suddenly you realize that when you come back and you see your bill, and you're like, oh my God, I'm paying all these markup fees, and that really pinches when you're paying your credit card bill and you don't factor that in. And plus there's a conversion fee as well. I think you're paying a higher rate for, let's say, per US dollar. So what cards would you recommend that don't have a markup fee? And for at least the high spenders who are traveling internationally.
Yeah, I actually want to bust this myth. Okay. So first of all, you're bang on. There are some great cards that you can get that have 0 Forex.
Okay.
Right? There's the RBL World Safari. There's the IDFC Mayura. There's the Scapia card that's literally free and charges Forex market.
Yeah.
Now the problem with these cards initially is that they advertise 0 Forex.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll go abroad and I'll swipe it and not get charged Forex markup, where my other cards, in general, a normal card charges 3.5% plus GST is markup, which is 4%.
Yes.
So if I'm swiping a lakh abroad, I'm paying 4,000 rupees for nothing.
Yes.
Extra.
Correct.
So to save those 4,000 rupees, you'll use a 0 Forex markup card. But the problem with some of these cards is that the bank rate and the Google rate, I don't mind them being slightly different, but sometimes they're very different. For example, I used a 0 Forex card. I won't name which one, but I was swiping in USD. For example, if USD is 93 today, it was showing me 95.5. So I'm like, you're charging me 3% here instead of 3% Forex markup.
Sure.
So imagine you're paying 3.5% Forex markup on a normal card, plus you're paying the 2 rupee difference, or that 2-3% extra that the bank's rate is.
Right.
So that becomes really, really expensive on your pocket.
Of course.
So the first step is to get a 0 Forex card, but also check what their rate is. For example, I was swiping my Scapia abroad. I checked the transaction instantly with the Google rate, and it was almost the same. So I was like, okay, this is a true 0 Forex card.
How do you check what the rate is at that time?
Like, first of all, I just open Google and be like, what is today's rate for
dollar today, as at the time of this recording, is about 94 rupees.
Yes.
Right.
And then I'll open the transaction on my Scapia app or whatever, and I'll see how much, and it shows you what the rate they've charged is. And it was maybe 94.2.
Okay, that's
So-
not too bad.
Yeah, it was fairly close. So I was like, this is pretty good. So whatever zero forex card you get, first check what the difference that spread
Right.
is.
I have another question, which I'm sure others do as well. Especially at duty free when you're shopping at the airports, those guys turn it around and let's say you've bought chocolates and maybe a bottle of alcohol or something, right? So there's $100. They turn it around and they ask you, do you want to be billed in rupees or dollars? What should I be choosing there?
You should always be choosing the local currency of where you are. So
Oh.
if I'm in Switzerland, I will, and if it tells me rupee or Swiss franc, I will do Swiss franc.
Okay.
Because right now you're swiping abroad, okay? And I'm swiping on that international POS terminal, okay?
Yeah.
So it will bill me in Swiss franc, for example, right?
Yes.
And if I click INR, so first I'm getting charged in Swiss franc, it's converting back to INR, so you're getting double spreaded,
Okay.
or
Okay.
as you would say. So
I always thought that, it'll be easier for me to know how much I spent in rupees when I view my card.
that's a common mistake people do.
Yes.
Always swipe in that local currency. If you're in US, make sure you're paying in dollar. If you're in Europe, make sure you're paying in euro.
Okay. And then, coming to airports, another pain point is immigration, right? I'm waiting in line for immigration forever sometimes. The biggest nightmare, like I was in LA last year and I landed after a 20-odd hour flight and immigration took 2 hours and you're exhausted, right? So I don't know if there's a credit card hack for that, or I know we're veering maybe slightly off topic. We're talking about a certain hack for that, but do let us know if you've experienced that as well and what's your solution.
Yeah. So there isn't a credit card as such for this. There are credit cards that elevate your travel experience, like they'll pick you up from the airport or give you meet and greet service, help with visas. But for immigration, honestly, there's a fast track immigration process. It's called FTTP. You can Google it.
And that's global.
No, it's for India.
Okay.
So once you register your passport so when you're going in immigration, so first thing you have to do is log into the FTTP portal.
Yeah.
Fast track.
Is there an app for that?
program? It's a website. Just Google FTTP. You'll see the first site. It's a government website. Register for it online. Takes about a week for your registration to go through.
Okay.
Now you're traveling internationally. You're at immigration. When you're giving them your passport, just ask them, hey, where is the FTTP counter? You go there, give your biometrics, give them your passport, and now you're registered. It's like a
Digi Yatra for immigration.
Yeah. And then the next time you're coming back or going, so let's say you're leaving India or coming back into India, you will never have to wait at immigration. You just put in your fingerprint, put in your passport, and you're out. While other people,
But this wouldn't help me if I land at Heathrow or at LAX, right?
it won't help you there, but it'll help you going or coming back from India. So I think even when I was flying internationally from Bombay Terminal 2, it's
Right.
still about 45 minutes in that line while you're waiting, unless
Right.
you're flying business where it's a shorter line. But
You mentioned visa and free pickup and drop off. So are you saying that if I use a particular card for my visa fees, there are certain cards that give me the benefit of a guy coming home and taking my biometric for the visa? And secondly, I can get a free pickup or drop off to and from the airport.
Yeah, so I'll talk about 3 cards here. Number one is one of my favorites is the ICICI Times Black. They have a visa at your doorstep service, so they will send someone home to do your biometrics and stuff. So that becomes like 1 day saved.
Okay.
Second is pick up and drop service to the airport from the airport. There are a lot of cards that do this. Times Black is one of them. There's another one called HSBC Travel One. There's another one called Access Olympus.
Okay.
So these cards are great for pick up and drop.
And is this only in the metro cities or every airport?
Tier 1 and some tier 2 as well. So most airports it should work for. I like using them in Bangalore because the airport is like 55 kilometers away.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a joke, the Bangalore airport is in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I travel to Bangalore a lot. So I'm using my airport pickups and drops there primarily.
Okay.
And my favorite is the meet and greet service, like the Pranam service, where you just get picked up at the airport, go straight through, don't have to wait for a lot of things. Even immigration is faster. You get access to the business lounge also.
That's when they pick you up in that vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's also pretty convenient. And
That's why I usually get my 10,000 steps in.
I mean, you don't have to use the trolley, but yeah, you don't have to wait in the lines in a lot of places.
Okay.
So that makes it a little easier.
I always thought that's just for senior citizens.
No, it's actually a lot of celebrities use it actually, and a lot of people who just want to get in quickly use that service. It takes you in from a different entry point as well, so
Right.
it's nice. And there are times you're traveling with family,
Right.
so and you have like big trolleys and stuff. I mean, if you're on the go with one other person, just a bag or two, you don't need it.
Right.
But sure, if you're traveling internationally with 4 bags, 2 kids,
Sure. Yeah.
definitely helpful.
Yeah. No, I personally prefer walking, but I understand completely how someone will want to use that
So
stuff.
the Axis Magnus Burgundy,
And that service is pretty expensive.
yeah, it's like 3,000 rupees per person.
So if it's a family of 4, you're spending 10,000-12,000 rupees there, and you can save that money by using the Axis Burgundy.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the 3 cars you mentioned, right? I think you mentioned Axis Burgundy, and you mentioned a couple more for the.
There's an Axis Olympus, there's an HSBC Travel One, there's an ICICI Times Black.
Okay. Wow. Now, okay, let's talk about the luxury traveler, the HNI, right? Now, walk me through this. I'm a newbie, and this is a fair bit to take in as well. But what I care about is flying business class to London and getting some of these other perks that you mentioned. What's one card that I should have?
The Axis Magnus Burgundy is probably the best card you can have.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, there are 2 or 3 others that are really good. There's an HSBC Premier.
Yeah.
That's really good. There's an HDFC Infinia. That's really good.
Yeah.
And I would probably rank these 3 as the top 3 cards in India today.
Yeah.
Now, every bank has their top credit cards. Like there's the ICICI Emerald, there's the Standard Chartered Ultimate, there's some great cards or like some HNI cards. I wouldn't say great, from maybe Kotak or IDFC. But all of these are probably ranked tier 2 for me. I would say if you really want a good HNI card, it has to be the Axis Magnus Burgundy, the HSBC Premier, or the HDFC Infinia.
Okay, but at least 2 of the cards you mentioned are invite only, which means you need to have existing banking relationships or be or just have a lot of money in your bank to even be able to be eligible for cards like this, right?
Yeah.
So is there a particular process through which you can go about getting these if you're not in that income bracket?
Yeah. So the first thing is you have to understand that these cards and all of these points, they're just not freebies that banks are giving away because they're an NGO.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the bank...
it's a business.
Yeah, it's a business. And most of these cards, especially like the Burgundy and the Infinia and whatnot, if you actually open up the P&L, these are all loss-making cards for them.
Okay.
And they don't mind making a little bit of loss if they're able to acquire a customer of that caliber. Like,
Sure.
Hey, Rahul, you can get an HDFC Infinia, you can use it and get so many benefits, but I want to have a relationship with you because tomorrow when Rahul needs a home loan or when tomorrow Rahul wants to put an FD in or he wants to invest in stocks, he's going to come to me.
Right.
So it's primarily to build that customer relationship. So to answer your question, how you get the HDFC Infinia, it's publicized as invite only.
Yeah.
That's, for example, if you have a 5 lakh rupee monthly salary, so you're taking in
about 60 lakh rupees a year.
Yeah, then you can get that card.
Okay. What if you're self-employed?
If you're self-employed, you have to show an ITR of that much.
Okay.
Now, if you don't show an ITR of that level, you can get the second best card, which is the HDFC Diners Club Black.
Okay.
That requires approximately half.
Right.
So about 30.
And are these cards free or are they paid for?
They're paid for.
Annually?
There is an annual fee of 12,500, for example, on the Infinia. But as you join, they give you a 12,500 joining point. They give you 12,500 points, which is worth 12,500 rupees.
Yeah.
So technically, you're not paying for it. You're paying for the GST component. That's about it.
Right.
The other 2 cards I mentioned, HSBC Premier and Axis Magnus Burgundy, you don't have to have a certain salary or an ITR for it. You just have to instantly start a relationship with that bank.
Okay.
For example, if you have a 50 lakh relationship with HSBC, that could be maybe you have some FDs with you and your family, you have some bank account balance.
What sort of FDs are we looking at? Let's say you don't have an account with them, but let's say you have an FD account with them, right? So do I need to have a certain, minimum FD locked in with them to be able to access this?
So banks look at it from a TRV perspective, which is total relationship value.
Yeah.
Does Rahul have maybe a 5 lakh FD with me, 5 lakhs in mutual funds, 10 lakhs in his bank account, 5 lakhs in his partner's bank account? So even family banking.
Right.
If Rahul and family have a 30 lakh rupee relationship with me in multiple faucets, you can get the Axis Magnus Burgundy.
And what about the Infinia?
The Infinia hasn't publicly mentioned what that TRV criteria is, but I know a lot of people who have over 1 crore worth of
FD
business with them.
or business.
Or like, for example, one of my friends took a 2 crore home loan from HDFC.
Yeah.
Which isn't even money with them, but like he's giving them business because
Right.
got a home loan out of HDFC. They gave him an Infinia. So a lot of times when you're buying insurance through them, or you're buying getting a home loan through them, or you're buying any other products, if they see that you're a
So if you have like a
customer-
couple of crores plus FD with an HDFC, for example,
oh, much less is all you need to probably get the Infinia.
Infinia. These premium cards, they also have a smart buy and a gifter option, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, because I think a lot of people don't know that when you shop through these portals, you're able to 10x the number of points that you can accumulate.
Yeah.
Am I right?
That's absolutely correct. So that's a great way to actually multiply your points quickly. And a lot of people, even HNIs, probably disregard it, but it is a fair. It's a fair bit of points that you're missing out.
What exactly is this? Is this a portal
Yeah.
within the bank that you go
Yeah.
to? Or?
So HDFC has a smart buy portal. Basically, it's a travel booking portal. And
So does
Yeah.
Axis, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have a travel edge portal. So every bank will have their travel aggregator platform, like a Make My. It's powered by an
Amex has that as well. Yeah.
correct. So when you book through them, they know you're going to use their car. You're using their portal. They get commission there, so they reward you in points.
Yeah.
So how it works is the HDFC Infinia, for example, gives you 5 points when you spend 150 rupees.
Yeah.
If you just do the math, 5 upon 150, it's 3.3% that you earn back,
Okay.
right?
Got it.
3.3, every time I'm swiping my Infinia, I'm getting 3% back, is my understanding,
Yeah.
right? Now, the moment you book a hotel on the Smart Buy portal,
Yeah.
let's say I go on HDFC Smart Buy, and instead of booking.com, I'm looking it on that portal.
Yeah.
Right. First, I'll compare with booking.com. Sometimes HDFC is notoriously way more expensive. Like if it's 20,000 on booking.com, it's like 30,000 on HDFC.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times it's not. So I was recently in Thailand and I booked for New Year's a couple of Airbnbs and hotels, and I got great prices on them. So if I'm booking a 20,000 rupee hotel room and the normal rate on Infinia is 3%, I would get back. But I'm booking it on Smart Buy, so I'm getting 10x.
Okay.
So I'm not getting 3%.
You get 30%.
I'm getting 30% back
Okay. Wow.
in points.
Yeah. And
So
that adds up.
Yeah, so it's basically I paid for 2 nights. My third night became free.
Right. Got it. No, that's very interesting. And talking about hotels, I don't know which hotel you stayed at in Thailand, but that's also a huge part of your rewards and loyalties, right? Your hotels that you stay at. So in India, you've got your Taj and Oberois of the world, ITCs of the world. And internationally, you've got the Marriotts and the Accors of the world. So which card would you recommend? I know Marriott Bonvoy has a tie-up with HDFC. But apart from that one, which card would you recommend for, let's say, spends at the Taj or perhaps any of the other properties that I mentioned?
So a lot of these cards transfer to various partners, but the ratios and how many points you would get vary depending on the card.
Right.
So for example, if you want to really, really maximize the points you earn and you want to use them in Marriott's or at Taj's, nothing beats Amex cards.
Okay.
American Express has a great transfer ratio to Marriott. It lets you also transfer your points, not to Taj, but it lets you get Taj vouchers, which you can use.
But I think, you get a Taj voucher for 10,000 rupees. And barring the COVID period, all these Taj hotels are minimum 25,000 rupees a night.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So the points that you earn, let's say you earn 50,000 points on your Amex, you can, they also let you buy a Taj voucher with 24,000 points. Let's say you burn 24,000 points, they will give you a 14,000 rupee Taj voucher.
Yeah.
So what I usually do is I'll get that 10,000 voucher.
Yeah.
Then I'll burn another 24,000 points and get a 14,000 voucher.
Okay.
And then 24,000 is enough for me to go do a stay at the Taj
For one night.
for one night. Or if I have 48,000 points, I'll get another 14. And you can use multiple vouchers in one go for food, drinks, whatever you want.
Got it.
So that's how you can effectively use all of your points. Let's say you've racked up like 1 lakh Amex points. That can be about 60,000-70,000 rupees worth of a Taj stay.
Right. Got it. So that's the Amex card that you mentioned. Is it the Amex Platinum card?
All of your Amex cards can transfer to Taj. are used for Taj, but the best one is the membership rewards card. Amex Platinum Travel is also good. Then the Platinum Charge card is also good.
Yeah.
So
And these are all paid cards.
these are all paid cards. However, for example, the first one I talked about, the membership rewards card, that card just for the first year costs 1,000 rupees.
Yeah.
And if you spend 2 lakhs in a year on it, it's like 20K a month. You get the next year fee waived off. So
Yeah.
I've had that card for about 10 years, and
And this 20K does not include utilities, right?
you don't get points on utilities, but it'll count towards your annual fee waiver.
Okay, got it. Ali, now I want to quickly also talk about the priority pass. Overrated, underrated. The priority pass is used at about 1,700 airports around the world. I personally see no use for the priority pass for domestic flights because I'm just about making it on time, and in 5 minutes you have to catch your flight. I'm dealing with Mumbai traffic and I'm always a little bit late. But I see value for that on international trips if you have a long layover. The caveat here is that every time I see one of these airport lounges, I see a long queue to get in, and I just can't be bothered, right? I'm like, for average food and, just chilling on a nicer chair or a sofa, lounge, whatever, I don't want to wait in line. I'd rather just grab a sandwich at any of the airport restaurants and walk around a little bit and check it out rather than sit in a room. So what's your view on priority passes?
I think priority pass is great.
Mhm.
I think that there's a lot of use cases for it, like you said, for long layovers.
Yeah.
Now, priority passes you should never use in India because a common misconception, by the way, is a lot of people get duped into thinking that they have a free lounge access internationally when they don't. For example, you'll get a credit card and it comes with a priority pass.
Yeah.
A lot of cards come with a priority pass and they'll say free priority pass for international lounge access. Now you assume that you have international lounge access on it. But getting the priority pass, first of all, doesn't come with lounge access direct. It just means you can use the card at an international lounge. They'll let you in, but they'll put $25 to $35 back on your credit card that you'll have to pay.
Oh, so it's not a free...
It's not a...
You just get the card for free, but you have to pay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the first step. Now you have to read the terms and conditions and see. Now you'll see a credit card. Okay, we give you the priority pass and it comes preloaded with 4 international lounge visits in a year. Comes preloaded with unlimited international lounge accesses in a year.
So that's what you have to look out for.
And unlimited lounge access for you and a guest for a year. So it depends. There are 3-4 different...
That's one of the reasons why I actually threw away my priority pass, because I carried it to some international lounge and they said it's $30 odd. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, what's the point of having this if I have to pay for it? The whole point is that I want to get it for free and I should be able to have a meal and relax inside.
So you need to know if your card is going to give you that. That's their standard SOP where they will tell you that, hey, this might cost you $30. Let you check with your brand and you can say, yeah, fine. Because you know it gives you that for free.
Right. Okay.
Now, is it good or not? I do think that it depends. Like if you're just spending 30 minutes at a cafe
Yeah.
and you don't want to go to the lounge, sure. But if you have a 4-hour layover, lounge food is pretty decent internationally. I like it. I was in Hong Kong just last month. Great food at the international lounge, and alcohol is free, so you can have some great drinks. On top of that, they have like these massage seats. They have sleeping pods, depending on. So if you have 3 or 4 hours, it's a very comfortable place.
I think sleeping pods are useful. And secondly, sometimes, you have an entire day, like an 8-hour layover. So for those sort of scenarios, I see value where you can maybe take a quick shower, when you're flying, let's say, Mumbai, Singapore, LA, or San Francisco, and you have that long layover. And if you can just take a quick shower, freshen up, so you don't, brush your teeth, all of that. So that's very useful. So any of these pod rooms or a place where I can shower, I think at Singapore airport, I spent about $15 odd for like a quick shower.
Yeah, you can do all of that at with priority passes. So there's a priority pass app also. And for example, Changi is the biggest airport ever. It probably has, I think, I don't know how many lounges, but at least 6 or 7 lounges that you can access with priority pass. So what I usually do when I'm at a large airport is look at all the lounges, take a screenshot, put it into ChatGPT, and say which one of these is the highest rated priority pass lounge,
Yeah.
and then go to that one.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, it's a cool way to choose between
ChatGPT's made life easier.
the lounges.
Ali, I want to ask you, you've mentioned, we've talked about the Burgundy, the Infinia, the Amex cards. These are obviously the 3 top cards we've mentioned, right? And I think the HSBC one, I think that's the one.
HSBC Premier and the HSBC
Yeah.
Travel one.
So how does India stack up against the rest of the world, right? So these are wonderful cards to have. And everyone overseas, I'm primarily going to talk about the US and the UK, just to make things easy. How do we stack up against their credit cards? Because that
We've got some great cards. The Amex Gold, Amex Platinum are very common there. There's Venture X, Capital and Chase Sapphire. These 3 are probably the best. Amex Gold,
Yeah.
Chase.
How do we stack up against those guys?
So it's actually very, very different. And India is honestly still very, very nascent in their credit card game. But nascent is better.
Okay.
Everything
More room to grow.
More room to grow and more benefits that are currently offered. The credit card benefits I talked about, 5%, 10%, 15% back on your spend. You're somebody spending 2 lakhs a month, and in a year you're getting 15% back, which is 3 lakh rupees on your next vacation. That's unheard of. You say that in the US, they will be like, what are you smoking? It's not possible.
Really?
Because US credit cards give you a maximum of 2 or 3% back on your spends.
Mm-hmm.
People use credit cards in the US like credit cards. They use to rotate money just to keep some liquidity. And the 2 or 3% rewards are a bonus.
Right.
In India, people are using it more for the rewards and less for the utility. Like they'll be like, hey, can I swipe for 10 lakhs but pay it tomorrow? Like I have the money. I just want the rewards.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Second is in the US, they have a very mature ecosystem to transfer points. In India, we only have 3 or 4 cards that let you transfer points to all these airlines and stuff. There, they have 20 plus partners and this and that. So even if you get 3% back or 2% back in your points,
Right.
transferring them to various partners can unlock a lot of value that you probably, like maybe it's worth 2% in your card. But if I move it to Emirates or I move it to Qatar, I can get 4 or 6%. So they're playing more on the redemption side.
Yeah.
And US cards in general, the good ones come with a very, very high fee. Like they'll charge you $700-800 for a card, but they'll give you like $1,000 worth of benefits. In India, I still feel 90% of India, I have to pay for this card? I don't want to pay for a credit card. Who pays for a credit card? So that's where the mindset difference is still there. We have some crazy reward structures. Is the best behind us?
Yeah, is this sustainable? I was just going to ask you, are banks closing the loopholes? Are they devaluing points? Do your points expire?
100%. 3 years ago, I was putting rent on my cards. I was putting utilities on my cards. I was getting 30-35% back. Now I'm talking to you at 10-15%.
Okay.
If we have this pod a year and a half later, I will probably be telling you 6 to 8% is still crazy.
Okay.
Right? It will keep reducing, but we're still a long way to go to actually get to that US level of 2-2.5% in return. We still got 3 to 4 years.
Do our domestic, like the RuPay card or something, do they have something to do with this? We haven't really talked about the RuPay card or maybe like a UPI option, which also a lot of people use. Are there points to earn using, just like a Google Pay or like a UPI payment method?
Yeah, I mean, the reason the devaluations are happening is more along the sustainability lines and how it's getting more popular. So, for example, people watching this podcast, so many others, people are understanding this, using it more, so it becomes harder on the bank's P&L.
Okay.
So that's why things will slowly devalue. But at the same time, excuse me, what you asked me was for UPI, is there a way to get points as well? So UPI and RuPay are both created by NPCI. So they're trying to push both and they've connected them now. So you can connect your UPI account to a RuPay credit card. So for example, one of my favorites is this card called Kiwi by Yes Bank.
Kiwi?
Yeah.
Okay, like KIWI.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on that, when I spend on UPI, like let's say I go to a local barber shop or if I go somewhere to the Kirana store or something and they don't accept card, right? And I want to put 400, 800 rupees or whatever on that. You can get 5% cash back straight in Kiwi coins, which you can put to your bank account. So 5% back on your UPI spends as well.
Okay, interesting.
So that's also a nice, good to have. But I think that's like over optimizing. Maybe I spend a few thousand rupees a month, so maybe like 30, 40K a year.
Right.
Like 5% back on that, maybe 1,000, 2,000 rupees.
Right.
Best case.
Now during the course of this conversation, you've probably mentioned like 15, 20 different kinds of cards, right? Then you've got the whole airline loyalty system. Now, if you have any of those cards, let's say you carry 2, 3, 4 of those cards, do you even need to join like a One World or a Miles and More or maybe an Air India's, loyalty program or any of these other Chris Flyer, Singapore Airlines? Does one even need to join those programs?
Yeah, a lot of people, this is a very good question you've asked me. And this is the most important part where 100% you should be joining every loyalty program, not because you may or may not use it, but because, for example, if you have points in your Amex card and tomorrow you want to move it to Singapore and transfer it to Singapore and fly Singapore, you have to have a Singapore account to transfer to.
Okay.
Right? You can argue, I can create that then. Why do I create it now? So a lot of programs don't let you transfer points unless the account is at least active for 60 days. So there's a lot of people who game the system also. They'll have a bunch of points in their Access card and then they'll just create a new Singapore account, move points and then sell them or use them. So a lot of loyalty programs, be it hotel ones or flight ones, you should be creating your accounts beforehand, keeping your ID password handy. And whenever you transfer points, you'll already have that account. It'll already be active for 2, 3, 6 months for you to then book that flight on points.
Can that account become dormant as well? Because if I'm going to Singapore, say once a year or once in 2 years, but maybe last time I'd opened the account, but now because it's lying dormant, they've shut the account. Is that also a possibility?
No, they don't go dormant. You lose points. Like let's say you have a few points in your Singapore account and it's lying there for 2 years. The points may expire after 2 years, but accounts won't go dormant.
Yeah, because I'm not going to go to Singapore just to use those points or add to those points, right? I mean, I'm going to go if I really need to go to Singapore.
So that's exactly what I'm saying. So whenever you want to go to Singapore, you should have the option. Hey, I created this account. It's there.
So plan ahead.
Yeah, create the accounts now.
This seems like a part-time job. I need to maybe have an AI agent now. I was going to say an assistant, but maybe an AI agent that completely, tracks all my travels and spends and, all of that.
We're doing that. I'm building a product where we'll have, like, let's say your financial details through email, things like that. And you can directly ask it, hey, what credit card is right for me? And the AI will tell you, hey, Rahul, you spent $15,000 on Swiggy last month. You should probably get this card.
Okay.
It'll be personalized recommendations based on your spends.
Right. That's very useful.
And then on top of that, how to transfer points, where to transfer points. Hey, I have 2 lakh points in my Amex. What are like the top 2 or 3 things I can do with it to get the best redemption possible?
And an AI agent makes that possible, right? So maybe the back end of this is an AI agent?
Exactly. So today, if you do it on an LLM like a GPT or a Claude or a Grok, it's still not giving you accurate answers. But when you add your own data to that LLM and then make it proprietary, that's kind of what we're playing in.
I think this space is just getting better and better, and it's compounding at an insane rate. And AI agents, as well as your GPT and your LLMs, are also getting smarter at a much faster level. So we're now, talking right now in at the end of March 2026. I think a year from now is going to be a different conversation, right?
Every 6 months, I'm seeing new things in AI. And
so that's an opportunity to invite you back to talk about how much more the banks have devalued our points, and also talk about how much further AI is in our journey. But you've mentioned all these different cards, and you're building a platform for consumers as well. Now, there could be a criticism for people like yourself that there's a commercial angle to what you do, and you're incentivized to push certain cards. What's your response to that?
I think that is a very fair question. But being the largest credit card influencer, the largest name in credit cards right now, I have incentivized links. So let's say affiliate links from every bank.
Right.
I have every bank telling me, please use our link, please use our, please promote our card.
Right.
So I have no added incentive to recommend a bad card.
You make money either way.
Exactly. So I have no reason to give you a bad card. Maybe I'll make 200 rupees extra by recommending a bad card. I don't need to do that.
Right.
If I recommend a good card and people trust me, I can make so much more by giving you the right card and sleep peacefully.
But the flip side of this is that you will not be critical of a particular credit card because the bank is incentivizing you. So you're incentivized to not speak ill of a particular card if you feel it doesn't give you the benefit?
If it doesn't give me the benefit, I will probably not talk about it.
Yeah.
Or if you've seen my page, I do talk negatively about certain cards or certain brands, but there's always a limit. I'm always respectful in that sense. I won't be like outright, oh, this sucks.
So you don't need to troll. You can just be respectful and,
Yeah, I would say like, I will never use the word bad. I will just say not the best.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm usually respectful in that sense. And when it comes to, let's say a brand is promoting me. No, this actually happened, by the way. I did 2 or 3 brand collabs with a great card brand, and I was very, very enthusiastic about the product and the card that they had. But a few months later, they devalued a certain feature that I found their USP to be.
Yeah.
And then I went on social and I said, hey, I'm not really happy with like the devaluation. I don't think this should have been done, etc., etc. And the brand manager calls me, marketing head. He's like, hey, we've worked with you. We've given you so much money. We've done like 3 collabs with you. Why are you not why are you talking this way about our card? I'm like, hey, my first priority is to share my feelings on my platform.
Yeah.
Those were different instances. And now they don't work with me anymore because I said things like that. But that's
Can you
the name of
mention
the
that
game.
card now that it's in the public domain? It's in the public domain.
Now, I don't want to, I don't want to get into the details of like my relationship.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I got it. Yeah, we don't want to put you on a spot there. But look, you've taken, hundreds of free flights and free hotel stays, right? Tell me about the single most spectacular redemption you've made. And you were like, okay, wow, I'm really living the life here with these points.
Oh, wow. There's like so many. So like just very early on, like this is like very early on where I'm still working my corporate job. I'm hustling it out, trying to get promotions. Yeah. I took my mom to Bangalore and we used my Access Atlas card and we had a Mercedes come pick us up.
Okay.
She was like, wow. And then we go to the lounge, we sit in the premium lounge and she's eating food. She's like, wow. And then after that, we land in Bangalore. We have a car drop us back to the airport, from the airport to the hotel. And I use my points to stay at a hotel also. And she's like, how is this whole thing free?
Yeah.
How is our hotel stay, our food at the airport, our cars, and all of this absolutely free? She's like, oh man, my son's made it or something. So that was like very initial. And I was like, wow, this is really nice.
Yeah.
I think last year I did a 16-day trip to Hong Kong, China, different parts of Thailand, all for free through credit card points, where my flights, the international flights, the flights internally, and the hotels, 16 days at Accor Hotels Resorts was all free. 4-5 lakhs saved there. And the most insane probably it's an Indian example actually. So I was in Bangalore and I was staying at the Ritz, and because I'm a Titanium member with Marriott, and I had a relationship with the sales head there, I knew him from my hotel days. I got upgraded to the presidential suite.
Oh,
like 3.5 lakhs a night. So
and you were alone.
Yeah. I was like, what do I do with this whole thing?
That's when you make sure you have a nice date with you, right?
That would have been nice. But so
yeah,
there's a lot of experiences and these wow factors that come in.
Right.
When you have these points, you know how to use them. It became a slight hobby for me. So
right.
It's fun.
Interesting. Okay, we're going to do this section called Audit Your Wallet, where I'm going to show you my card. And you got to tell me if I'm leaving money on the table or what can I do better. So, look, I have no time and no bandwidth to really track each and every card. I use the Amex Platinum Travel Card and I have this HSBC card, right?
Yes.
So, here are the 2 cards. Tell me, are they good? Should I upgrade? Should I switch? And am I leaving money on the table? What can I do with this?
So the Amex Platinum Travel Card was a great card up until just a few months back where they devalued it.
Okay.
I highly recommend. I don't know. So I think when you spend like 4 lakhs or something, you get those extra points, that Taj voucher.
Yeah.
Right. So I would like to see where you are in that journey. Have you hit the 4 lakh already? Or
I generally hit it every year.
So where are you right now? Have you already hit it for the year?
I have to check where I am on my spend.
The moment you hit those milestones, or if you're very close to that, I would take those points, probably transfer them to Marriott, or if you're going to London, maybe Virgin Atlantic or something, you can sit on that, move your points, then close this card.
Okay.
Yeah, because
And upgrade to another Amex card?
as of now, no.
Mm-hmm.
As of now, probably shelf it. And for this HSBC card, you have the HSBC Platinum. This is a
Okay.
great card to start off with. I
Okay.
think you might also be accused of getting that card from a bank and then using it forever.
Yes.
Instead of upgrading it.
I wrote these questions myself.
Yeah. So this needs to be upgraded, or you need to apply for an HSBC Travel One
Okay.
or an HSBC Premier, depending on your relationship. I don't know where you're banking.
I'm not HSBC anymore from banking standpoint. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe an HSBC Travel One or an Access Horizon is a great place for you to start.
Okay.
Those two are probably what I would do. Upgrade this to an HSBC Travel One and cancel this one.
And instead of this, which one can I get?
Um,
Because I want to have two.
if you want to have two, with the HSBC Travel One, you can also get the Access Horizon.
Okay.
I think those two are two really good mid-range cards in today's day and age that you
Okay.
can get.
Okay.
And then depending on where you have that banking relationship, like you said, not HSBC, maybe if it's HDFC or
Yeah, I have an HDFC. Yeah.
yeah, then we can probably get you like a Diners Club Black or an Infinia.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So-
I'm aiming for the Infinia. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Infinia should be what you get in the long term, but for now, until you get those premium cards, Travel One and Horizon.
Got it. Okay, cool. So we have another section called Plush Off the Cuff. I do this online just for Instagram as well. And this is our version of rapid fire. So we're going to ask you some quick, fun and easy questions. So one card, you can only keep one card for the rest of your life. Which one would it be and why?
The Access Magnus Burgundy, because I can just swipe on it without thinking and just get as many points as possible.
Okay. The best airport lounge in the world. Where is it and what makes it extraordinary?
I actually like the Amex lounges abroad, the ones in New York, California, Heathrow, even the ones in India, I think Bombay and Delhi. The Bombay one I go to often. It's quiet. So I think what makes them special is the a la carte food, the service, and the fact that it's quiet and not crowded.
I've heard good things about the one in Tallinn in Estonia and the one in Tyrol in Austria as well. I've heard really good things.
Yeah, I haven't been to those, but yeah, the Amex lounges are always good quality.
Okay, one destination every Indian should redeem their points for before they die.
I think,
Not to sound like very morbid,
yeah.
but
I would say like once in a lifetime type redemptions are, at least for me, one would probably be doing like a Ritz-Carlton stay in Masai Mara, or maybe going to the JW in Maldives, or maybe going to Bora Bora and having one of those water villas to yourself.
over water villas.
Yeah, I think those things
You could do that at the JW.
in Maldives as well. Yeah. So I feel like those kind of redemptions are ones that will cost you 10 to 15 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
And if you don't have to pay that money and actually get it in points, that is like a lifetime.
Or become a travel influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the most overrated thing about premium credit cards that nobody wants to admit.
The most overrated thing about premium credit cards is that just because it's a premium credit card doesn't mean it's good. There's a lot of banks in India that have premium credit cards, but their return rates or their transfer partners are just very abysmal.
Okay. And finally, the one trip you took that had nothing to do with points, right? And it probably turned out to be one of the best you've had in your life. No points, no over optimizing for this and that and cabs, but just
One trip
You're
I did without. It was actually a trip that I did to British Columbia in Canada. So it was Vancouver. So it was initially a family trip where I went to Canada for visiting my that side of the family. My cousin's sister was getting married.
Yeah.
So I had a quick trip there, but then I did a lot of stuff in Vancouver itself and a lot of things in California. Sorry, not California, in British Columbia. So it was actually very, very, very nice. I think
The west coast of Canada.
West coast of Canada is actually really beautiful.
Yeah, I did a travel show there as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it. And I think that was probably one of my best because it was very impromptu. Very
You
spontaneous.
spent your own money.
Yeah, no, the flights I had free, but then the rest I have paid for.
Any trip where you've paid for it all and it's been worth every penny?
I think
Or you just can't
90% of
recall?
my trips. No, 90% of my trips are all on points.
Okay.
So I actually haven't spent a lot of money. And honestly, after the last 2 years where I think I've gotten some recognition on Instagram and on different platforms, it just becomes much easier to travel on points or through collaborations. I don't have to
No,
luckily touch wood.
that's all right. That's all right. You mentioned Instagram, right? And it's been a fantastic conversation. So, where can someone, for those who don't know you, where can they go to find you online?
Yes, so guys, if you're watching this and you had a good time, my name is Ali Hajiani, that credit card guy, and you can follow me on Instagram and maybe soon on YouTube as well. So stay tuned, and there's a lot of good content even this year coming up for you guys.
Awesome. And Ali, this has been a mind-boggling conversation. I'm gonna have to watch my own episode a couple times to just unpack what I can and shouldn't get. But thank you so much for your time and your recommendations. And I'm sure that our audience is going to find this super useful. And look forward to connecting with you again and staying in touch. But before you go, there's no hamper to be won here on our show. But we do have our Plush drop for you.
Oh,
And that's something for you. That's our brand.
thank you so much.
Hope you like it. And it's travel accessories. So that's something that couple of them have been designed by me personally. So really hope you like it and look forward to staying in touch.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.